Hey everybody, welcome.
Hello.
My name is
Welcome.
Erik. I'm trying to talk at the same time.
What are you talking? Of course not, Eric.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you. You can do the introduction. Go ahead.
Hello everybody, my name is Erik.
Now you're not introducing me.
Oh, and this is...
You can just talk for 2 hours. I just sit there, I wave every now and then, and maybe sometimes
that
I
would
do
be
a giveaway.
nice. That would be nice.
Hello everyone, welcome. Cool topic today.
Yeah.
Computex 2023.
Yeah, a lot of new things. So we started out like, actually we arranged a sample and we wanted to talk a long time about this thing, but we had so many topics, so we might need to do a separate live stream about this. And this is Project Zero. So it's a mainboard which has all the connectors on the back of the PCB and the case. Which
So it's a special case, yeah.
Yeah, which comes with it. A special case.
Special case.
Yeah, but that's for later. I'll put this here.
And we have an image of another case as well. Very cool one at our booth in Taiwan currently.
Yeah. So yeah, we prepared some presentations, some slides for you. We're not in Taiwan. Computex each year in Taiwan. Well, each year. I mean, the last 3 years due to COVID, it was cancelled. So that's why in the last few weeks, a lot of people panicked, like, oh, Computex, you know, it's busy. In HU, it costs so much time to arrange this event because so many customers, media are visiting our booth. It's a huge booth. I can show you that as well. Shall we first do the giveaway, Michiel?
Maybe announce the giveaway first.
Yeah, because otherwise people might get confused, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're giving away Steam wallet codes. If you want to join, you can. Well, it took me some time, but also on Twitch you can join. On YouTube you can join. Just click on the bot. Otherwise, go to msi.com/2/insider. And you know the drill, how to participate. So, Michiel, maybe let's start because we have so many topics. And we have so much to tell you.
So many products.
Yeah, so we don't know pricing. For most products, we cannot talk about when it will be announced. Even if we know, I mean, it will probably be postponed. That's how it works in this business. But
As Edwin is saying, the sound is not clear.
the sound is not clear. Here it's on. Your
Mine
side?
should be as well.
Maybe on the switch? On the
Let me
mixer?
check. I think it should be on for both of us.
Oh, technical problems, we just start.
No, all looks good. So let me know if you can properly hear us.
Yeah, oh, clear for me.
Okay.
Twitch. Okay, let's continue. So these are some pictures from our booth. And yeah, I mean, it's like...
Oh, the audio is peaking a little. Okay, I'll put it a tiny bit lower.
You're going to mute me?
Hopefully, I always want to mute you.
Okay.
But people will still, you're that loud that people will still hear you through my microphone.
Yeah. So these are some shots from the booth, and it's like huge. Normally, because this was taken when they were building the booth, yeah, you cannot walk over there. So many people, and that's also what I want to show you with this kind of movie. This was today, a few hours earlier. Yeah, the quality is not that good, but I think you
it
can...
looks like a few years earlier if you look at the camera quality.
Yeah, indeed. But you see who's visiting our booth. The CEO from NVIDIA, together with somebody from MSI notebook team, Clark. And yeah, you see the people, the amount of people with the cameras over there. It's amazing. And he was also so kind to sign something.
To sign my new graphics card, you mean?
Well, I was thinking about the giveaway for today.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I told him for Michiel, but he wrote to MSI. No. So yeah, so this is also something. It's now on our booth. His signature. I don't know what we're going to do with it. I hope somebody in HU will do a giveaway. Looks to be a unique sample.
For sure.
It's a 4090, by the way. Let's continue. Because also the 4060 RTX, GeForce RTX 4060 was on the booth. This was already announced, this GPU, but we didn't show it yet, and it wasn't, the NDA date, the launch date is not confirmed yet. But you will see this in the coming period. I don't say weeks, months or whatever to give you any false hope. But of course, this is the let's say the cheapest announced RTX 40 cards, which you will see in the market in some time. We showed two cards on the booth, the 4060 Gaming X and the Ventus 2X.
So the gaming on the left with the RGB lighting, and then on the right you see the
Indeed,
Ventus.
and you see both solutions are two fans. So I think, did we talk last week with Peter about GPU?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And then we already said, like, you know, in the more entry level cards, you will not see the triple fan solutions because it doesn't make any sense. So
already for the 4060 Ti, like the TDP is not very high. So you see that cards can also be a little bit thinner than, for example, the very high-end models.
I see a lot of questions about Project Zero. Later we will come back to that.
So Project Zero is the one we can show you in real life today.
Yeah, but we're not going to build
still on a live
it.
stream, but at least we can properly show you some close-ups as well.
Yeah. Somebody, Slow Smokes, you have a problem with the giveaway, it seems. Please reply back to the email where you got the code from. Then we will help you.
No, the person says cannot find. Whenever I go to web address on the Steam card, just open the stream on the web page. I cannot find the giveaway. While you're watching on Twitch, you can also follow the direct link that our bot will put it in the chat every 5 minutes.
Yes.
So if you follow that one, it will directly lead you to Gleam. And there you can perform certain actions and participate in the giveaway.
And each half hour we're going to give away a code.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's also something exciting, the RTX 40 Slim series. HU was already working on this some time ago, and it's yeah, you see it here. This is RTX 4070 Ti. We will have this in more GPUs. I don't know exactly which all, and if they will launch or if they will come to all markets worldwide. But basically, like you can see here, it's a slimmed down.
It's a card on a diet.
Yeah, yeah. It should be like how what I should do on a good diet.
So you're the card on top and I'm the card on the bottom?
Yeah, something like that indeed. So you see the photo is not that, the angle is not that perfect. It's from Tweaktown, this one. I would like to see a photo from the top. But you can see the bottom one is not only slimmer, but it's also a bit longer, has a bit more length. So yeah, like what I said.
It depends a bit on the situation. Like for example, if you have plenty of space in terms of length, but if you want to use the slots underneath on your motherboard, then it can be very useful to go for a bit slimmer cooler, so you have more expansion slots available for other adding cards.
Yeah, and the cooling performance should be about the same. I'm not going to say 100% the same because that's not possible if you remove things. But we're also working on, so this is the same card, RTX 40 Gaming X Slim. Just a different angle. We're also working on some new cooling technology for the next generation, and you see this one is really beefy. We don't mention which GPU vendor it is, but you see the trend in the market. GPUs are using more and more power. This means they're getting more power efficient, no doubt about that. So you get more FPS, but at the same time, in order to get this FPS, you're also using like a lot of power. That's also why now you see the high-end PSUs are in more demand. We're already working on a cooler solution for that, and on Computex. I just here have a slide. I don't have photos from the booth, but I'm sure there are a lot of editors or your favorite tech website who have they talk 10 minutes or 20 minutes only about this part. Because these...
Just to be clear, in this slide you see like different kind of cooling technologies that we're developing. So this is not all in the card that we've just shown.
No.
But just a quick sneak peek. So the Arctic Blast, Eric, it's like a... How do you call it? Yeah, kind of like Peltier cooler.
Yeah. It gets really cold, but of course all of these things come at a cost, and not only cost like in US dollar cost, but Peltier coolers, they require a lot of power. So yeah, in order to achieve this kind of cooling, you really need to wonder how much power consumption is going to add to the total PC. We're here talking about cooling solutions, so in that respect, we're not talking about the power efficient cooler solution. We're just experimenting with different solutions. The second one, I have a mouse cursor as well, the always visible, the floating hubcap, that's quite interesting.
I love this one. This looks so cool.
Yeah, I mean, look on YouTube, look on some of your favorite websites. I'm sure they have some video about this. So normally, if you have a fan spinning in the middle, the sticker for MSI, normally it's a dragon, it's spinning around. With this technology, it's just standing still. So it looks quite weird to look at it if you see it for the first time. But also, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, it adds some, it makes it look nicer. But yeah, Michiel and me, we were already talking about this. It adds a dilemma as well. In what kind of direction are you going to put this dragon, or in our case, a dragon, or the logo, the MSI logo? Because, you know, you have some GPUs which are vertically mounted, horizontally mounted. So, okay, that will be our next challenge. Anyway, that's easy. Fusion Chill. This is technology.
It's very familiar technology because it's basically an all-in-one liquid cooler, but on a graphics card.
Yeah, and integrated.
Yeah, integrated. So it's not like you have tubes to a separate part of the case and there you put your radiator. No, the radiator is directly on the graphics card and the fans for the radiator on top of that again.
Yeah, so it's just to save space in your case.
Yeah.
Then the difficult one for me, the dynamic bimetallic. Oh,
no,
bimetallic.
Bimetallic. Like bi as in
two. Yeah.
Two, yeah.
Bimetallic. Bimetallic
That looks
fins. This also makes a lot of sense. I mean, now we have those
aluminum fins.
Aluminum fins indeed, and between there they put some sheet of copper, which of course increases the cooler of the cooler surface and helps with transferring the heat.
Yeah, the heat dissipation of copper is a bit better than aluminum. Yeah. So by having a sheet of copper sandwiched in between that aluminum, basically the heat dissipation of certain components, so it can, for example, be memory chips, it can be the VRM components like the power stages, and you can more efficiently transfer the heat through the copper part to the aluminum heatsink.
Yeah. And last one, Michiel? The Dyna VC technology?
Which one was that?
I also don't remember.
Yeah,
That's why I said the last one.
I've seen this one already.
Sorry?
I don't think I've seen this one in practice already.
Yeah, I saw it, but anyway, you know, we also don't want to spend too much time on this. This is for the future.
These are just still developing techniques.
Yeah, indeed. And maybe you don't see anything on the GPU. You know, we see a lot of internally. We see a lot of R&D stuff which never makes it to the market, and really cool stuff that we're like, wow, you know, you want to have it at home. But then the problems start because it comes at a certain cost. It needs to be mass produced. It needs to be not only produced but also assembled. It needs to be shipped, you know. So there are a lot of tests before some technology can come to the market, and of course patents, etc.
Physical sizes can be a big challenge as well.
Yeah. Anyway, we're working on some new cooling technologies, and let's see in a.
So some you will see in products, others you may not see in products.
Indeed, just a tech demo.
Yeah.
So at one corner of the booth we had like a big green screen, and I was thinking, okay, maybe next year we should go to Computex and do a live stream from there. We already planned that maybe even 3-4 years ago when the last Computex was. I think that was 2019.
And then
it's very difficult to do a live stream from the booth. I mean, we want to do this live, and that you can interactive, that you can ask the questions, and we show you. We find the right people over there to get the right answer. The problem is the connectivity over there. I mean, it's a huge hall. Yes, you have there are so many people, so the mobile network is also not really reliable, and having an internet connection there is also a nightmare. So that's why we didn't do it yet.
We have done it at Gamescom.
Yeah,
once.
Gamescom one time.
But also quite a challenge.
Not only that, but we were also lucky because they were doing like an e-sport event at Gamescom, and on our booth they already had the streaming capabilities. So we're just taking the camera to all the parts on our booth. Mm-hmm. Been there, done that.
And we had a proper internet connection there, and that's also a challenge at Computex.
Yes.
One that's stable enough.
So this green screen, so it's not for our live stream, because here we're also using a live green screen. This is to showcase some new technologies like for example Unreal Engine. I will show you the live demo. So people, this is not a video, this is just an insert. But people can over there, they can just walk into a scene, and this is just one example with Lucky Dancing. This is Unreal Engine, and everything is tracked with the Vive equipment. So you can know the position of everything inside the area of the green screen. And Michiel, do you watch this Star Wars series?
No.
They are also recorded with this kind of technology. A bit more, of course, advanced.
I think quite a few movies are using
more and more. It's all
technology.
virtual. It's all fake. This is also the Liberator. For
Some
those
of our viewers may be familiar with this one.
Yeah, no, you don't want to see me dancing. Hussein is saying, yeah, we need Eric demonstration. No, thank you. So this is Liberator. We already did a live stream with this item, and I say item because it's a foot pedal, which basically can take over your mouse and keyboard movement. And
basically, you can just set up any macro key you want with the buttons and then control it with your foot.
And Michiel fracked the hell out of me.
Yeah, we played a little Quake, and I was shooting with my foot.
And I was doing mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
And I got beaten.
And he still lost.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, definitely check out the live stream. If you search for MSI Liberator and MSI Insider, then you should be able to find it on YouTube.
So, from what I understand, is when we had this, it was an early stage R&D. We told you about it. Some things still need to be improved. Now it's a final MP product. We're going to bring this to the market. To be honest, I don't know pricing. I don't know which markets. I just know I don't want to play against with Michiel with this, even with this thing. So, but yeah, we had quite some fun with this. You see it in the picture on the right. You see it at the floor. So you just place your foot, and then you can push down. You can push left and push right. So basically, you have 3 mouse buttons, right, Michiel?
Yeah. And you can just set a macro for anything you like. So for example...
Kill Eric, right.
Yeah, you can for example shoot with it. Like I can imagine that if you have like certain race games where you maybe fire items. Do you know Blur, for example? There you could, for example, fire it off so you can still properly steer. You can do a whole bunch of things with it. Also, if you use a lot of production software, you could do stuff with it. Basically, anything you can think of that you need a macro button for, you can do with your foot then.
So Edwin on YouTube is asking, when is the Stream Deck like version coming to MSI? No, we don't have a plan for that. What you see over there on top is voice mod. I don't want to talk today too much about it, but this is part of our Streamer Hub campaign. I believe in the past few weeks we highlighted that several times. I think it's about to finish. Maybe today is the last day, not sure. But yeah, we already did some demos with voice mod. You can change your voice during live streams, really fun. And we now integrated this in MSI Center, and we have some RGB features, etc. Maybe we'll do a separate live stream about it, but not on short term. I mean, we're booked full.
Yeah, we already indeed. We've used some voice mod before in our live streams. So I did a demonstration together with Ralph. It was in, I think we did like an AMD streamer build in that live stream. So if you look in MSI Insider playlist, you can also definitely find that back if you're curious about how it works and how it sounds.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about SSDs. You all know we have the Gen 3, Gen 4 SSDs, the M.2 SSDs. So this is a different kind of beast. It's a Gen 5 SSDs, and as you all know, we had a live stream together with Phison, and they already explained, so Gen 5 is coming. Maybe 1 year ago, Michiel?
I think even more.
Yeah, maybe even more.
Yeah.
They already said, okay, Gen 5 is coming. Gen 5 is using like more than double the power
Just for
consumption.
reference, by the way, Phison is the manufacturer that makes a lot of different SSDs, but not only the SSDs, but also the controllers on them. So, for example, our controller chips or Phison chips, also this one is a Phison E26, for example.
Yeah. So, and they explained that the power consumption was going up, and heat needs to be transferred away. Otherwise, SSDs in this case start throttling and you lose performance. And that's why we now see this kind of solution. I'm sure you saw them from different vendors. So this is we're talking about now this one, the Phison E26 controller, which is PCI Express Gen 5 combined with state-of-the-art NAND flash. And then you get 40 gigabyte per second write performance.
I see a very good question on Twitch. RAID? So Eric, what happens if you put 2 of these in RAID?
Well, not exactly 2 of these, because we have 2 different ones. One is with active cooling, which is on the right, you just saw here with the fan. And the one on the left is with passive cooling. So basically we took the fan off, and I think there are some more heat pipes.
It's like more of a fin stack rather than...
Yeah,
bigger piece of aluminum.
And you can see the Spatium with active cooling on the right lowers the temperature down 30 degrees, and on the left, the passive one, only 20 degrees. So this also means that performance is not that much. But still, in RAID, two of them, you will get 22 gigabytes per second, which is wow.
So just for reference, you see two of them on the M.2 expander add-in card right now.
Yeah. And don't look at all the data, because the sequential data, it sucks. This is all still testing drafts, you know. It's Computex, so we now focus at the read-write speeds, and yeah, this will still be improved. But already nice achievement.
Panorian Gray is asking, do you think this is due to the early tech of PCIe 5 and will eventually the tech mature or the heat produced will be reigning?
No.
I think in general the consumption will be a bit higher. We already see this over the past couple of generations. Like power consumption of Gen 4 SSDs tends to be a bit higher than Gen 3, and Gen 5 even a little bit higher than Gen 4.
Yeah. Things just need to work faster, transfer faster data, the NAND chip, so everything needs to be cooled. And yeah, the heat needs to be transferred away, and you're only going to do that with some bigger or active heat sinks.
And maybe eventually you will have maybe a little bit more efficient controller or flash memory, but still you will not get the levels anymore that you used to know from Gen 3, for example.
Yeah. Can we only buy the heatsink? I don't think we have a plan for that.
No, I don't think so.
But we can check.
NRT says liquid cooling blocks will be optimal if you have a custom setup. Yeah, if you have a custom loop, that's definitely a possibility as well.
Yeah, so with these kind of things,
I think EK has them, right?
Sorry?
I think EK has like the for the ones for custom liquid cooling.
The problem will always be mechanical. I don't think there is like a clear space. How much space you need to, how much space? That's the same. You need to keep around your M.2 slot.
Like you have with CPU sockets, for example?
For the cooler. Yeah. I don't think there's a definition for that. And that is a problem, because each vendor is now making their own solution. And you see here we have the heat pipes in the back sticking out. Well, you have to wonder, will that be compatible with each mainboard or each expansion card? In this case, it is, of course. So probably we will also have to do compatibility testing with our own mainboards, and maybe also from other vendors, of course.
Yeah. For example, if you have certain M.2 slots that are underneath the graphics card, this will of course be a challenge to install over there.
Yeah. On TikTok, somebody wants a GTX 1660 Super. Yeah, I will email you one, no problem.
Email one.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, that's about SSDs. We also had some other SSDs like Gen 4 Pro editions on display. I don't have any photo, but you know, not really exciting.
I don't regret it, which is funny because usually the PCIe M.2 is right below the graphics card. Yeah, in some situations it indeed is. Very often now you also have like one slot above the graphics card, so there you would usually be able to fit it, especially if you use an all-in-one liquid cooler on your CPU.
Here you already see this.
But if you want to use multiple, then this would definitely become a challenge.
So I think, you know, because it's a fact, they will get, they generate a lot of heat, they need to be cooled. They will drop in price in time. So we need to start thinking in the industry about, okay, where are you going to place your M.2 slot? How to make sure you have enough room which is not closely to your GPU, because that's also generating heat, and your CPU is also generating heat. So I'm not sure if there will be a standard, but everybody has to think about their design, because everything what was working in the past is not working anymore. Probably, you know, we'll have some problems.
And then the real question, how are you going to fit this on mini ITX?
That's only the question when we do this live stream, and then it will be my problem when I have to do this work. European Hardware Awards, they were also held in Taipei. Last year's as well? Or now only the live event in Taipei?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so MSI won best router with the Radix AX E6600, so Wi-Fi 6E router.
So European Hardware Award is like an award that is chosen by the communities of different European hardware media.
Yeah, from different countries.
Yeah, from different countries.
In case you don't know. Some new products. First we only had a Wi-Fi 6 USB dongle. Now we also have Wi-Fi, well now we have, I mean we will also introduce a Wi-Fi 6E dongle. Not
So
sure
that
when
one
this will
adds-
hit the market. I would say Q3, Q4 somewhere.
So this one compared to Wi-Fi 6, it adds the 6 gigahertz frequency band.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we only have a picture of this, not from the boot, because there was some live demo on the boot with, it was not really visible. So we also will come with a mesh system. Not sure when we'll introduce it, probably towards the end of the year, I would say. Wi-Fi 6E solution, also with 6 gigahertz. And yeah, I think more and more people will move to these kind of solutions. I also have one at home, of course.
Me too.
Obviously not this one.
And you can also use them with wires as a backhaul instead of wireless. So these, for example, they work with a 5 gigahertz backhaul if you use the backhaul through Wi-Fi. But you can also connect them by cables, and I believe they support 2.5 gigabit, right?
Yeah, indeed, 2.5 gigabits.
So you can also just
And
connect
5
them by
gigahertz
cable.
wireless backhaul.
Yeah, and that way you can just massively increase the wireless range of your network at home.
At home, I did everything wired.
I also did it.
I
My
mean-
separate nodes are also connected by cables.
Yeah.
Apart from one that is in my shed, and I couldn't properly get a cable there.
Yeah,
But I still wanted internet in my garden.
Yeah.
So that's the only exception, but the rest I've also been using cable.
But you notice with the higher speeds, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E, the closer you are, the better the performance.
Yeah. And
It's
that's a bit of
really-
the thing with the higher frequencies. Higher frequencies are more difficult to get through, for example, walls or
Yeah.
doors or those kind
Yeah.
of things. So that's also why on 2.4 gigahertz you cannot reach the high speeds that you know from 5 gigahertz or 6 gigahertz, but you can reach further.
Yeah.
So with 6 gigahertz, very high speed, but the range will be closer. So if you have multiple of these nodes, you can still get like proper speeds on the higher frequency bands.
Yeah.
Like basically throughout your house instead of just close to your router.
So these will be, I believe, available in 2 and 3 packs. Not sure about a single pack. And they will be available in 3 colors. It looks like black or anthracite.
Black, like white, very light silver or white, and goldish color.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, let's wait until we have them here and we can test them. And then we pull out the plug and we're finished with the live stream. Like that. Okay, yeah,
Eric,
that's
wait, before we go into this.
giveaway.
Yes,
Time flies.
it's a great idea, isn't it?
You're very punctual.
Yeah.
Not
You
used to
promised
that.
half an hour in, so now we're half an hour in, and it's time for
yeah,
giveaway.
correct.
So if you haven't participated yet, make sure to do so. Go to msi.com/2/insider, or if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, you can also follow the direct link that our bot will put in the chat once every 5 minutes. Eric, the honor is all yours
I
for
have
our
problem
first
with
winner.
my contact lens. I cannot read it.
Are you becoming that old already? Here, I will make it bigger for you. There you go.
Paladin, whatever. Yeah, Paladin 88 of 888
Yeah,
and
ML Paladin 888. Congratulations, you won the first Steam wallet code of today's giveaway. So please keep an eye out in your inbox, then we will email the code to you in the coming days with
Let's
some
continue.
instructions on how to redeem it. Yes.
So our Z790 Godlike also won the Best Choice of the Year award at Computex. So each year you need to send in your products. And then I have a nice story about this, but I'm not allowed to tell this. Not about this one, but what happened in the past. I will tell Michiel after the live stream. Remind me. Quite nice one. Anyway.
So now you're teasing them with the story and you're not telling the story.
I cannot tell this.
That's
this is
horrible.
too embarrassing. Too embarrassing. But anyway, you need to send in the products, and then a committee, they will vote in different categories, etc. And they have several products on top of all those categories. So this one won for the design as well. Let's talk a little bit about Wi-Fi 7. And after that I will show you why. So Wi-Fi 7 is also coming. ACAX, and now it's going to be called BE. So 802.11be. So it's Wi-Fi 7. The standard is still not 100% final, so it's still a draft, and that's why you see some routers already being sold on the market. And what those vendors then do later, they will adjust the firmware if needed, or it's based on the draft specification. And when they start selling this, most of the times it will not change that much anymore. But at one moment they'll put a stamp on it, like this is final, no changes anymore, and then you will see these kind of routers flooding the market.
Or if you're really unlucky, you launch a product that eventually you cannot call a Wi-Fi 7 product anymore.
I'm sure something like that happened as well.
Yeah.
So basically what this is doing, the channel size is going to be doubled from 160 megahertz to 320. So, and also 6 gigahertz is there by default.
Yeah.
So basically you have more bandwidth. So it's going to be faster.
A lot more bandwidth.
But again, like what we talked about, you need to be higher frequencies. Means you need to be closer in order to achieve those speeds. So maybe if you're close to the device, you have the speed, but if you walk away 1 or 5 meters, you know, it will drop step by step.
Like if you're still like in the same space as the router, then usually it's quite good. But as soon as there's something in between, then it gets a bit more tricky. Of course, distance also matters, but like a wall makes a very big difference in terms of the speed you're gonna get. So of course you have like an extremely high theoretical speed, but in order to get close to that, you have to be physically very close to the router with preferably nothing in between. And that's also why, for example, mesh can be a very interesting thing, because you have multiple nodes in different places. So there is a bigger chance that you're closer to the actual device than if you only use a single router.
Yeah, so why do we talk about this? Because we're going to use our Z790 Max motherboards, the Max series, and these motherboards will have Wi-Fi 7 on board. So these will come later this year. It's basically a refresh. Instead of 2.5 gigabit LAN, they come with 5 gigabit LAN.
Depends a bit on the model. Some models are updated indeed with 5 gigabit LAN.
Yeah, DDR5 performance boost. I didn't put any details how and what. The designs we show you on Computex are not 100% the final ones, so there will be some changes made. And what always happened in the last generation, you have some high-end features like we have on VJ as well. And the next generation, these drop a segment lower, so you know it goes down into the product stack. And then in the high-end, there will be more newer features introduced, which probably will be Wi-Fi 7 and 5 gig LAN.
Yeah, so those are the biggest upgrades, and of course there are some general updates here and there as well. So you can, for example, expect some updates here and there, for example, the VRM design. Yeah.
So I have these are photos of the products. They're not from Computex because I didn't have the right angles, but I'm sure you can find the real boards online. But here you see from the right to the left. So this one is the Z90 Ace Max, the Z90 Edge Max Wi-Fi, the Carbon Max Wi-Fi, also Z90, and the Z90 Tomahawk Max Wi-Fi. So, and later this year, because they will be launched later this year, we will talk more in detail about the specs and about, you know, what comes with this.
Yeah, Garbitron's asking improved DDR5 performance. Yes, in general these boards support slightly higher DDR5 frequencies than the current models.
And you also saw that some memory vendors like Corsair already launched DDR5 8000. This is only going to get higher and higher. And now we're at the moment, actually we're already there, but it's only going to, I don't want to say accelerate, but the gap between DDR4 and DDR5 performance is now going to widen. Meaning in the beginning when we introduced DDR5, you know, higher clock speeds but lower latency, higher latencies as well. So basically you got the same performance. Yeah. And now you see this, I mean latency still goes up, that's always. With DDR6 you will see latencies you will be scared of.
But like in the very beginning it was like DDR5 4800 CL40, and now you have, for example, 6000 CL30 kits. Yeah. So that's a big difference compared to the DDR5 launch. So now you get like higher frequencies at tighter timings. Of course, the timings will still be a lot higher than DDR4, but because the frequency is so much higher, in the end it will give you quite a bit faster memory.
Pandoria Gray is on Twitch saying, if I had to nitpick one thing about MSI boards, which doesn't seem to change, is that PCI Express release steps. They are somewhat delicate. I know what you're talking about, the fins that I don't have a mainboard here. Well, I have one in this case, a few minutes.
Yeah, I think they're delicate because I never actually had one break for me personally.
Same here.
Not for you, because you're stabbing them with screwdrivers.
I do.
And you never broke one.
No,
Okay.
no. But I know what he's talking about. I mean, he's saying fragile or delicate. That's probably fragile. You know, maybe we can change the shape that they're a little bit more bigger. That my screwdriver fits on there better. Oh, that's only for me.
NRT says it could be metal on the armored slots. Yeah, up to a certain extent. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
interesting to look into.
Yeah. Okay, we'll feedback that. No, we're not talking about ETAs or exact ETAs and
Not
pricings today.
Not yet, at least. We will when we're closer to the launch, we'll definitely
We will have
talk
them
about.
here.
Yeah, we will have them here. We'll talk about all details about them.
Yeah.
And the pricings as well.
Well, we already several times we talked about a white theme. I know this is appreciated by a lot of you guys. So we also have a white theme on Computex. You see several mainboards, actually not white, silver. We talked about it. Why? You know, a white PCB is very difficult to do in mass production, and also with the automatic checking of the, how to say that, with the laser, if all the components are on there in the factory. White power supply, white liquid cooling, white case, white monitor, white keyboard, etc., etc., etc. So in the middle, you see the close-up of this system. Looks pretty nice. And on the right side, you see one of our new cases for Project Zero. It's not the case I have over here. Ooh, this one. I actually don't know the name of this one. Michiel, you know?
I think this is just an early engineering sample. I don't think we even have a name for this.
Okay, I'm also not sure if this will come to the market, but
We
let's
do
not-
have a name for the one that you just shown us.
Yeah. So what we try to achieve, and then as you probably know, other mainboard vendors and then chassis vendors in the industry as well, is nobody likes the cables. So everybody tries to make their builds, you know, the cable management, put it nicely on the back. It's not it's not a nice job to do that. Some they made their hobby out of it. I'm always like. Put my feet against it, try to close it, and that's it.
They're a very lazy PC builder.
I admit. So some years ago, 2022, with some customers already, we tried to work on this concept to remove the cables. So then we did it on Intel Z690. And this year we're coming with two versions, B760 and AMD B650, and we have that one over here. And you see, 2024 we're also planning this. And these mainboards are already compatible with Asus, Sama. I think it's a Chinese brand, Silverstone fractal design. So I'm saying it seems, because this week I could not reach any of the PMs in Taiwan. Everybody, and last week everybody's busy working in Taipei, but it seems there is some sort of
like we're working together on cross support, basically.
Yeah, and that would be great. I mean, that's what we need in this industry. It's not like that each vendor will have their own standard and you need to buy this case in order to fit that mainboard. It will also not help the second-hand market.
So maybe you like a certain fractal design case a lot and you want to use it in combination with an MSI motherboard. So we also want to make those kind of combinations possible. Of course, we do prefer to get an MSI case, but still, in case you want, for example, a fractal, that should be possible as well.
Yeah, but we will follow this topic up for sure later this year. So here you see the mainboard, the AMD mainboard. I have one here, and you see this nice new case. It's called Vampiric Project Zero.
Yeah.
I told them today I don't like the name; it's too long. Maybe rename it to Zero. Let's hope or maybe somebody of you has a better name.
Like Project Zero is also still like the internal development name.
Yeah.
So in the end, probably when it comes to the market, name will change a bit.
Let's look at the case. So maybe show first this mainboard, Michiel, the slide.
Oh,
yeah. So basically this is it. All the connectors are on the back.
Do you have a screwdriver?
Yeah.
Can you screw the motherboard out? Then we can show.
Okay. Well, maybe let's first have a look at this.
Let's first have a look at in the case, but then maybe let's have a detailed look at it as well.
Okay. Is it drop your
no
tempered glass live stream and see how easy it breaks? Is that this live stream?
No, that's not this one.
I'm disappointed, Michiel. Okay, let me try to position it. Yeah. So what you see over here is what is this? Micro ATX, right?
Yeah, it's micro ATX.
Yeah. So it's a Micro ATX mainboard, and you don't see any. Yeah, well, you see this connector here, but it's not connected. You don't see any connectors over here. Of course, memory is still here. VGA is still here. You need to put it in. We have some fan connectors, but these are all located at the back. So I don't know, Michiel, you did this?
No, this is just...
You did this.
I didn't do this.
I'm sure.
I did what?
Put this in the front, this cable.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, but you put the mainboard in, right?
No.
Okay.
I received it as
yeah.
already in there.
But this is not, I mean, you see here it's all covered because there are no connectors anymore, so you don't need, that's the difficulty with PC building. I had it many times in the stream as well. Holding one webcam or a camera and then trying to find the connector and put it on there. With cables, which is, you saw last time with the, what was it, the mini ITX build?
Yeah.
Annoying, you know, everything needs to go in a certain order. It's a nightmare.
I guess always the downside when you have things at the front of the motherboard, it's also covered by all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So maybe you're familiar with it if people maybe have an all-in-one liquid cooler, and if you place it in the top of the case, then it can, for example, get... Whoa, that's cozy, Eric.
Sorry?
No, that was cozy on camera.
What? Oh, yeah, sorry. You switched to this view, I didn't.
But if you have an all-in-one liquid cooler and the radiator on top of the case, then it gets very hard to unplug the 8-pin power connectors for the CPU, for example. And by having them on the rear side, as you can see right there.
Yeah.
Here it's very easy to access them actually.
So I have a cable here, so this is the
24-pin ATX.
Yeah, and you just on the back, I'm going to hold it on the other side. I think it's already in. Yeah. So, and there is enough room to close it.
Yeah, so in this case there is a little bit more room behind the motherboard tray in order to, of course, get the cable in there as well.
Yeah. So here you have the CPU connectors, ATX, you have USB over here, you have a lot of pin headers. I even don't know what all the pin headers are doing.
Yeah, like the fan pin headers, the RGB pin headers,
USB.
the HD audio, everything is on the back of the motherboard.
Here at the bottom you have the SATA. I'm going to take out the mainboard.
The front USB, everything is there.
How many did you put in, Michiel? Okay.
No, I didn't put this in, so it's not my fault how many screws there are.
Ow! Okay.
What did you
Lesson learned. Normally you can put your hand on the back of the PCB. You see my fingers moving?
Now you're grabbing into a connector?
Now you're grabbing into a connector. This should be on a sticker somewhere.
Are you bleeding?
Nah.
Oh, not hard enough.
Not hard enough. We should have warning stickers. It bites on the back.
And RT says unplug the power cable first. It was a lot more fun to see him struggle.
I think...
Kenneth says just makes sense having the plugs on the back. Yeah, I think so too. It can, especially nowadays, you have so many tempered glass side panels. It just looks a lot nicer.
This ATX standard is already really old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to unplug it. And then, oh.
There's still one screw in, it seems.
Maybe they put it in because they glued something and they cannot.
You never know, it is an early engineering sample. So.
Oh. Yeah, okay. Didn't damage anything.
I hope so.
What? Ooh.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, let's move this to the side.
Maybe let's show the front first. Then we can see what we're missing.
Basically, everything is missing.
Yeah, so nope. You just have the graphics card slot there, of course.
Yeah.
And a second PCI Express
so it
slot.
looks quite
in the memory
weird.
DIMMs.
And I really wonder how they're going to put this in the packing because to the looks, everything on the back, it's like sticking out. And normally you put it like this in the case. Now in the box. Maybe
You
now
can have
it
like
should
a cutout in the cardboard. Should be
yeah,
okay.
could be. I'm just we didn't get a real packing, so I'm just wondering.
I don't think
Case
we made them
standoff,
yet.
keep out zone. There should be another sticker over there like Erik was here first. He heard this himself. Don't do this again.
That's there to avoid people using standoffs in the wrong
But
position.
yeah, this of course, in this case it's all covered by metal. Is this metal? Yeah, metal heat sinks.
Yeah, it's aluminum.
Oh yeah, sorry, aluminum heat sinks. But you can also leave it empty. I don't know how it looks. Well, I see why they do this. I mean, I'm going to take one off. Michiel, okay?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what's allowed and what not.
Any audio features? The HD audio should also be on the back of the motherboard.
Yeah.
Erik, maybe you can show it up close.
Oh, it's already out. Okay. Yeah, so that's what you get on the front. Maybe like this.
Luke says, Gamers Nexus pointed out MSI hasn't even designed a case to accompany that motherboard. Well, you actually see one here in the screen. But Erik, can you pull up the slide with the new Vampiric one?
Yeah.
There's actually, this is another case from our side that is made to work with this Project Zero motherboard.
Indeed. And like what we told you before, it seems there is going to be an industry standard. I don't want to say this out loud as fact.
At least we're working with several companies on this to get something
which is really
defined.
needed, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because you want to, if you buy this kind of standard, you want to go out and buy a favorite case or favorite mainboard and make a combination.
But look, we definitely did design cases specifically for this.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what you see over here at the bottom. This is what you get. The back of the 24 pins, which is just connected. Yeah. You get those soldering points on the top.
They're now on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. So it makes sense to cover them because they bite.
Suspicious Pixels action, so only proprietary cases will work with that board at the moment. Yes, of course, you need the cutouts in order to access the connectors on the back.
Let's talk about the case. I don't think so. Yes, it needs to be a case in order to support this format, but I'm not expert. No expert. And you need more space over here. Because the cables are now going to be connected in the back, and as you can see, this is quite taking some space. And I'm not talking about the angle 24 pin, but it needs to go like something like this, of course. Yeah. However, if case manufacturers by default, I'm just speculating, already have enough room between the backplate, this frame, back frame, I don't know how you call that.
The motherboard tray.
Sorry?
The motherboard tray.
The tray, indeed, yeah, the motherboard tray. And where you close it off, the side panel, then that should be fixed. Then the other problem is these cutout holes. They need to be in the right position. Maybe they can do this. Either they can give you two of these trays, one for ATX and one for whatever this Project Zero format is going to be called, but the connector on the back format, that you can replace it, or they can maybe combine one. I'm just all thinking out loud, speculating. Because I don't know anything about it. Well, I know some things, but but let's, you see, we're already working since 2021 on this. Huh? Yeah. Or 2022.
No, 2022.
Anyway. Yeah, 2022.
Yeah.
Z690, give it time.
Yeah, Charlie Holmes asking, is there a full-size version of the case that will support ATX and extend ATX? Not at this stage, but this is definitely something we're still working on.
So and here you see all the connectors on the back.
So this is still an engineering sample, just to show you guys what we're working on and what the idea is.
Yeah, the pin headers, the USB, one moment, over here, the USB connectors, sorry, this one, the USB connector, also use USB connector, the SATA connectors, and over here still some SATA.
Yes, can you maybe point out, someone was asking earlier about the audio features. There should be an HD audio connector there as well.
I'm not sure if this is going to be successful because it bites a lot.
It'll probably be on the bottom somewhere.
Audio. Yeah, you asked me with my one. Oh yeah, here. This is the audio pin header.
Yeah. So that's where you connect the front audio of the case.
Yeah. The first pin header with the white label over here.
So yeah, basically the connectors are pretty much the same as you're familiar with from a motherboard, they're just on the other side. So that also means that there shouldn't be like a significant cost increase here.
Oh, Michiel, I don't know. It bites a lot.
You grab it in the wrong places?
Yeah, so maybe, anyway, it needs some more work.
Yeah, so
I'm really excited about this.
It is a work in progress, for sure.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. It looks, I'm going to put this over here. It looks really, really cool.
But maybe it's also because you're familiar to grabbing a motherboard in a certain way.
Yes. Yes. I grab so many mainboards. You do this automatically, and now there are pin headers where you don't expect them.
Yeah, where you usually grab it, now you will have a pin header on the back. Indeed.
Yeah, indeed, not nice. But it will be way more easier to assemble because you don't have to find the space in order, in the case when you put the mainboard in, to connect all the USB cables or the small pin headers. I even don't know what they're for. I even don't know the order, Michiel. We found out, like reset, hard disk, and those buttons, right?
Yeah, you don't.
So it will be all from the back, so
better.
it will be much more easier. You can access it from 5 centimeters.
And
distance.
also another big benefit is that if you put your case up straight, usually the light will not access the case anymore, so it becomes really hard to find these kind of things. And because here you're pretty much on the outside of the case, it's way easier to plug things in, to see what you're doing, to read the printing on the PCB. So that also makes the building process quite a lot easier, I think.
Yeah. Should we maybe do is this one working?
I'm not 100%
Or did you give another broken sample?
I still have to test it.
Okay. Maybe
I'm
we can do
sure
another
if this is a
PC
working
build with
sample.
this.
Would be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I will check if it works, and then we could do that.
And then you
guys
do it.
asking on YouTube, Thunderbolt 4. No, this is a mid-range motherboard, so this is a B650 indeed.
You can go back to the slide before then people can see.
So no Thunderbolt on this one, but yeah, I can definitely try to see if it works and if I can make a nice build with this.
Yeah. Okay, that about Project Zero. Giveaway time? Yeah. Maybe do one now.
Let's do a giveaway. So Eric, can you explain how people can participate? Then I'll go on the next one.
Yes, you can go to msi.com/do/insider, or on YouTube and Twitch you can click on the Gleam link, which are bot posts each 5 minutes. And the next winner is...
I will make it a bit bigger for you. There you go.
Wow, SM Nyrus? Is that correct?
I'm not sure, but congratulations, you also won a Steam wallet code.
Are you not even going to try?
No,
Okay,
not a chance.
Okay.
So what Eric said, congratulations.
Yeah.
You also want a Steam wallet code, so please keep an eye on your mailbox. Then we will email it to you in the coming days with some instructions on how to redeem it.
Okay, let's continue.
Yes.
Still a lot of ground to cover. This is also something what we found on the booth. I don't have a picture. I thought this slide was better. It's a PCI Express 4.0 X4 add-in card for USB 4, and it has power delivery of 100 watts. So that's quite interesting. So you can basically power a notebook from your desktop with
or a monitor that supports it.
Oh, monitor. Well, monitors
Yeah.
normally don't draw this amount of power, I hope.
Depends on the size of the monitor, of course.
If
you have like a very
and how
large
many
monitor,
you're going to connect?
Yeah. So also because it has DisplayPort inputs, that makes it extra interesting for monitors, because you can get both the DisplayPort signal and the power delivery through a single USB Type-C cable.
For me, it's quite strange that this is not a Thunderbolt card, because it's,
It's the same standard nowadays.
Yeah, but only the Thunderbolt is missing.
Yeah.
So what I'm curious, and I don't know this of course, is what kind of chip is below here.
Yeah, I'm also not sure.
Yeah. Anyway, then we're going to talk about PSUs. So we already talked to you about our MAG and MPG PCI Express 5 PSUs. Now we will also introduce them in the MAG segment, so the entry level segment. So we will come up with, let's make it easy, 2 new PSUs. They're ATX 3.0 compatible, PCI Express 5, 80 plus gold. They have fluid dynamic bearing fans and a fully modular, and they have a yellow connector.
The yellow connector.
The yellow connector. That's also why there's a yellow line. And why is this? This is not for your color scheme. We're not going to make a yellow PC.
At least if you do it properly. Otherwise, it will be part of your color scheme in your PC.
So, like I told you already, we have 2. So one 850 watt PCI Express 5, one 750 watt, and one 65 watt. But that one does not have PCI Express 5. It's not ATX 3.0.
No, that's more of a regular power supply as you know it.
And this is why we have this yellow connector. If you see yellow, you have a problem. You hear the story about burning PCI Express 5 connectors on the new GPUs, and basically this is because they're not plugged in correctly, and it's very difficult to see. And this plug, it's very easy to plug in and pull back a little bit, so it's not properly connected or inserted, I should say, in the GPU. Or the PSU for that matter, but most burns we saw in the market on the, well, not MSI, but I saw them online. Of course, I'm sure we had also one or a few. It's not brand specific on the GPUs. And with this, we want to prevent it. It's a very simple solution, but it should be enough. Of course, you all saw the news about the improved connectors. That's also on here, but it's about how to connect them.
And if you're wondering why is it yellow and not, for example, red, because red is usually referred to as a negative thing, but yellow is very bright, so it's way easier to see if it's not plugged in properly.
Yeah, I think we have in Michiel in a few weeks' time we have one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We will do a dedicated live stream about these power supplies as well.
Yeah.
So we will show you all the ins and outs, and we'll also talk about and show you this cable in practice.
Are you going to try to burn it? Because then I want to be here.
No. I will try to keep it alive.
So we also have we want to use a new core liquid series, the E series. E stands for Michiel.
Eclipse.
Eclipse? Oh, I didn't
You
remember.
already forgot.
Yeah, I forgot indeed. We have 2 sizes, 240 and 360.
Yeah.
And they also have a rotatable head.
Yeah.
Or is it head?
It's a rotatable block head on the CPU block.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with our R series liquid coolers, they also had this, and basically it allows you to position the block in different orientations, but you can always put the logo straight up. So you can turn it all the way up to 270 degrees. So you always have it in the right direction, no matter how your tubing is placed on the motherboard.
And these will also come in white, but they will be first introduced in black, and I think 1 or 2 months later they will be available in white. And now I'm talking, I don't know the exact launch dates, but this will be probably July or August. Right, Michiel?
Yeah, approximately.
Yeah.
This summer, indeed.
In the coming months.
And of course, fully compatible with the latest sockets, so LGA 1700 for Intel, AMD AM5. So yeah, I think they're good-looking liquid coolers. I think we'll also include them in some future live streams, so we can show you some more details. Maybe do a nice build with them as well.
Yeah, you're going to do a white build in the coming period.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm using this one for
a few months away, right?
Sorry?
This will be a few months away.
Yeah, this will be this summer indeed.
Yeah, we need to wait until everything white is in.
Yeah.
Then a new case, Michiel. Maybe you can talk about it because I got confused already.
So these are the newest additions to our MPG Gangnir series, and these are the 300 series. Right now you see the 300R, and the R stands for RGB lighting. So this one has 4 RGB fans included out of the box. As you can see in the bottom, you can position 2 more, but 4 are included by default. You have plenty of space also to do custom liquid cooling, as you can see on the right. But yeah, very nice case. The front is all made out of mesh to improve the airflow. That's also why the airflow is added to the name here. Very good looking case, plenty of space to build in. And yeah, very nice cooling as well. The R model, so the 300R you see here, is of course the black one, but there will also be a white one that comes a little bit later.
Which you're going to use for the build?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Or, yeah, we have several new white cases, because we also have the Velox case. We already had that one in black. We'll also have a white model of that one. But that case it's all identical to the one we already have, and this 300 Gangnir 300 series, they're completely new cases. Apart from the R model, we also have a 300P. So Eric, if you go to the next slide, yes, this is the 300P airflow, and this one's a little bit different. So it doesn't have the RGB illuminated fans, so you just get black fans with it, but you do get more fans. So this one is specifically optimized for the best possible airflow. And this one is also optimized for a vertical GPU mount orientation. So you still have 4 120mm fans, 3 of them are in the front, 1 is in the back. But in addition, there is an 80mm fan that's basically straight in front of the graphics card. So that one will blow the airflow behind your graphics card if you have it vertically mounted. And then there are 2 60mm fans in the very back of the case, and those will exhaust that air again. So for example, if you have a vertically mounted GPU that has a flow-through design, so basically it extracts the hot air on the rear of the graphics card, this will help to blow it out of the case instead of getting it trapped inside your case on top of your motherboard, where you, for example, also have high performance SSDs that have a certain power consumption and heat production. So this should really help the cooling there. It also comes, and this is for both the 300R and the 300P models, an 8mm thick tempered glass ARGB GPU holder. This one can also be positioned in different orientations, so no matter if you want to use it with the standard GPU mount, so the horizontally or the vertically, you can just adjust this to support your GPU. So yeah, a lot of good cooling in these cases. That was really the main goal of these models. Also the R, of course, with the full mesh front, but even more so the P with the additional fans targeting the vertical GPU mount. Actually, the P also comes with a 180mm PCI Express Gen 4 riser cable, so that's also very nice. So you're already prepared for that vertical GPU mount in this case.
So a question in chat from Luke, how will this work? He's still referring to the liquid coolers. How will this work with the Intel 14 Gen LJ 1800s? Well, we don't know anything about that.
Never heard of this.
Release Q2 2024. Well, sooner or later there will be a new next generation Intel CPUs, sockets. That's true. Let's see then. I mean, it can be still compatible. We obviously cannot talk about any future unannounced products, but it can be a socket, let's say, compatible, the mounting mechanism. In the past also some vendors, they had a, how do you say that, Michiel?
Retention kit.
Yeah, retention kit. So you could get a retention kit and your cooler would be compatible.
By the way, the 80mm fan is 25mm in thickness, so that's the same thickness as you know from like the standard 120mm fans that come with this case, and the ones in the rear are 15mm thick. So they're a bit thinner. Luke says that's the case. Gamers Nexus looked at the 80mm fans, sort of cute, helps direct airflow direction. Yes, definitely. That's indeed specifically the goal of this. And also to help with those flow-through cooler designs that you see on more and more GPUs nowadays. So we also have that on quite a few of our models. The PCB is actually quite short on certain 40 series models, like the 4070 Ti, for example, already has a relatively short PCB, but quite a long cooler. So there's like a gap in the rear, and the air flows through it as well. And this will definitely help to get that hot air out of the case there.
And again, we will try to get a sample. We need to do a lot of PC. We need to do this Project Zero. We need to do this.
We have plenty of hardware for airflow one to talk about. Yeah.
I want to do the white one. Ooh, Michiel.
Yeah, do you want to do the white one?
No, not me.
No.
I want to be here Now I want to do the next step in my master degree for mini ITX.
Mini
right?
ITX builds. Yeah, we will make a little bit smaller for you next time. We'll get like advanced
I'll
mini
try
ITX
to shrink my hands and enlarge my brain. Okay, let's talk monitors. I'm checking the time if we need to do a giveaway, but we just did that, it seems.
Yes.
Yeah, so this one we wanted to show already on CES last year, but the monitor broke down. So that's why it wasn't, I believe it wasn't on the booth. And now in Computex.
Did you touch it that it broke down?
No.
Are you sure about that?
The UPS guy, not me. So this is called Project 491. So it's a 49 inch. C curved QD OLED. So we recently had the QD OLED monitor here, the 34 inch. This one is a big bigger.
Specifically a lot wider.
Yeah, this is 32 by 9. Yeah. So it's extremely wide. I will show you a picture of the front in a bit.
So our existing OLED monitor is 21 by 9.
Yeah, indeed. So this is 240 Hz panel, HDMI 2.1, USB Type-C with PD, which is power delivery, 65 watts, and yeah, a lot of USB hub in there. And it looks like this. And yeah, it looks, I don't have a movie of this one, I believe, but it looks awesome.
Yeah. And if you're like into simulator games, this is awesome. Yeah. If you like sim racing, but also like flight simulator, all those kind of things. But ultra wide is really cool.
I don't know the pricing, but you can imagine this will be very, very, very expensive.
Yeah. It's very big. It's OLED.
Yeah.
This will be expensive.
Yeah. But again, I saw some movies from Computex and I was like, wow. We're trying to get one for me at home, Michiel, that I tested for 5 years or something.
You have to ask Ralph. He's in charge of the monitor, so he may be able to arrange you one.
Or I make some disappear, some model. Okay, let's continue monitors. So yeah, the funny marketing names, MAG 32-3 UPF. 32 inch, U means 4K, P means adjustable stand, and F, I forgot what that means.
U technically means Ultra HD.
Yeah.
Because 4K, of course, like the real 4K, is a little bit wider. So this is 3840.
I think F is 100 Hertz. So these monitors are all rapid IPS panels, the flat ones. So this one is 4K 160. Let me see the refresh rate. Oh, it's 160, so it's not 100, sorry. What else can we talk about? So rapid IPS, I already talked about it. Flat panel, display HDR 600, HDMI 2.1 with VRR support.
Yeah, so variable refresh rate, of course. Yeah. You can now also do over HDMI. In the very beginnings, that was only supported over DisplayPort. Now you can also do it through HDMI. And this is, for example, also if you want to game with a console on this, they, for example, only have HDMI, so then you can also use.
Or if you want to do the 4K 160.
Yeah.
You also need the bandwidth. Yeah,
but you can also do that with DisplayPort, but you cannot connect the console with it through DisplayPort.
Then we have the 27 inch, the MAG 274 UPF, so also a 4K monitor, rapid IPS. The two monitors on the side. It was a bit busy on the booth.
Here on the top right, you actually see the voice mod in action. Those are all the different sound effects you can choose within the voice mod software.
Indeed, separate display for that one, 4K display. So this is 4K 144. Again, rapid IPS, display HDR 400, the other one was 600. And again, HDMI 2.0 with VRR support. And this one is G-Sync compatible. I'm not sure about the previous one. No, oh, well, I don't see. But this one is G-Sync compatible, I can see. Over here.
Yes.
Then, and this is a problem nowadays, I mean, rapid, everybody wants the fast response time, so that's on flat you have the rapid IPS, but you didn't have something for that for VA panels, so a lot of people went for a flat one because of the faster response time, but now we have something which is called a rapid VA panel.
And VA is of course very suitable for curved monitors.
Yeah, indeed. So you can find this on curved monitors, 1500R and the 1000R, and this also has a higher contrast ratio. And you see
Basically meaning that blacks are really black. If you have like IPS, like color accuracy on IPS is really good, but like the contrast is always a little bit more limited than, for example, VA, but even more so OLED, because OLED basically has unlimited contrast. So if you really like to have, like, if you play AAA titles and want to have like proper contrast with nice dark scenes, and then VA can be really nice. And now also with the rapid VA, it's also a lot more suitable if you play faster games like esports games, shooters, those kind of things. Rocket League, the one I like, for example. Then you want to have a really fast panel. So now with rapid VA, you can also get a very fast curved panel.
Yeah, indeed. So we also have one model on the booth, which is the MAG. This is a long name of combinations. I don't know, the 32.5, so 325, which is a 32-inch, and which what we call version 5 or generation 5 means there are other models in this range. C, curved, Q, 4040p, R, which is RGB, so probably has some RGB stuff on the back. X and F. I forgot what X and F
X is the very high refresh rate, so that's probably a 240 Hz model.
Oh yeah, could be.
I think. F, I don't know.
We will see in the next page. No, don't know what X. So yeah, this is indeed. We have a 27-inch and a 32-inch model, 240 Hz, 1000R curved, 4040p. What I already mentioned. Display HDR 400.
NRT says even driving sims benefit from rapid response. Yes, for sure. Those as well. Some people are also very dedicated to driving simulators, and then if you play that stuff competitively, it's really intense as well. And then you definitely benefit from having faster response times, higher refresh rate. Divina says, but IPS has great color accuracy. Yeah, definitely. Like VA is really good at contrast, and IPS is usually really good at color accuracy.
Yeah. But you see, each generation the panels are improving. So each year, new technology introduced to improve them, and
it's also a bit what you want. Like I know a lot of people that play a lot of esports games. They tend to go for smaller, flat panels. And contrast is not really an issue, so then you tend to go for maybe a very fast IPS, like a rapid IPS panel. If you're more into AAA titles and more immersion and want to have more contrast, curved monitors, of course, then rapid VA can be a really nice option. So it's all based on preference. It's not like IPS or VA is always the better option. It depends on your wants and needs.
Yeah. David in the chat, no, you're not alone. So this is, we already showed you, we did a live stream about Trident X2, and this is what we call the exploded view. So they try to show all components which make up this gaming PC. I think Raaf did, that's already a few months ago, right? 3-4 months ago we did a live stream about this one.
Yeah.
When it just was released at 13th Gen. So that's about desktops.
I like how that is displayed. It looks cool with the lights and stuff.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about notebooks.
Oh, and it's a cool one.
It's a movie.
What separates the best from the
If sound is too loud, let us know.
It's all in the details. It's the pursuit of perfection that drives us. The desire to deliver a premium experience. To create something extraordinary. With a bold design that commands attention. Pursuing brilliance. The ultimate combination of luxury and performance. Joining forces to create a story that is truly one of a kind.
Eric, is this your new car?
I wish.
Never settle for mediocrity.
I would only collect fines.
For greatness. It takes something special to redefine the limits and set a new benchmark of excellence.
So this was announced yesterday. We have an official partnership with Mercedes AMG. So this was during the announcement. I already saw earlier in the week colleagues of mine who traveled to Taipei. In our HQ there was also one car. They were posting pictures. I was like, oh, interesting. What are we going to do? The notebook is the Stealth 16 Mercedes AMG Motorsport version. Maybe you already saw this. I'm just going to repeat it. So it comes with a 13 Gen Core i9 13900H. So a very fast notebook CPU. And up to RTX 4070 mobile GPU. It's a 16-inch 4K notebook with an OLED display. It comes with 6 DIN audio speakers. I probably wrote audio instead of audio. Anyway, that will be fixed. Cooler Boost 5 technology, so that's for the cooling. We don't do that many notebook live streams. Maybe we should do one on short term. Let's dive into it. But that's how
If
all
we're
the
going to
heat
do a live
pipes.
stream about this one, can I have it afterwards? I like it.
Yeah, indeed. RGB per key, RGB SteelSeries keyboard, 99.9 watt battery hours of a battery life. That's what's maximum allowed in airplanes. And a magnesium aluminium alloy chassis. So the tooling. And I think it looks really nice. This will
It's
be
really a
something-
high-end premium product.
Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, so are the Mercedes AMG cars.
Yeah, indeed.
So it's a nice combination in that sense, I think.
MSI have OLED warranty for burn-in as long as the OLED care is not turned off. Yes, that's correct indeed.
I don't know the exact conditions for the OLED in the notebooks, but I know on our monitors we have a full 3-year warranty also on burn-in.
You can go to our
with
website.
those,
The
OLED
conditions
cares,
are listed over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Andy K is saying this should be bundled with Forza Motorsports.
Beantown says I'm getting my hands on a mini LED monitor soon.
Wow,
Also
yeah,
nice.
that looks really nice. Will there be an AMD version of this? That's a good question. Michiel was wondering the same thing. Michiel, explain.
Yeah, because AMD is sponsoring the Mercedes AMG Formula 1 team.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, do we have an Intel notebook with this? Still diving into that, how it works. Pricing, we don't know. Don't know any pricing, any release date, when this will hit the market. But this is how Computex works. You know, it's a showcase to talk with customers, to talk with media, to introduce your products. Some of the products are already basically planned for mass production. I always want to say MP, mass production. So they will hit the shelves in a couple of weeks, months. This means when they're produced, they need to go with a boat to either the US or let's say America or Europe. Asia is, of course, a lot closer to the factories we have over there. But it can take up to a few weeks before some of the products hit the stores. Some products are tied to NDAs or to other product launches, which will come either later this year or early next year. And then there are also a lot of technologies we show off just to get feedback, just to get the impressions from customers, what they think about it, or from the media. And based on that feedback, we will improve it further. And I think Project Zero is also one of them. You know, this is just to let it age, let it improve based on the feedback. And Michiel, do you know when it hits the market?
Also depends very much on the region. I think the first version will be in Asia, but this is definitely something that will be developed throughout time. And
also with SI customers.
Yeah. Also depends on, of course, if we can get a certain standard in place for this.
Yeah.
That, of course, will make release a lot easier, safer, more accessible to more people and also more markets.
Yeah, so the last few weeks we had a lot of new product information, and we didn't have a chance to talk with our engineers because everybody was busy for Computex, and then we're not going to bother them. So in the coming weeks we will have a lot of more information, and we will get samples in, so we will plan the live streams to go in detail about a lot of things. And then we should know much more, including pricing, yes.
Yes. Yeah, cool product.
Okay, let's continue. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about our Pro products. A few trends you see over there.
It's so cute on the left.
So cute on the left?
The DP10.
Oh yeah, but I don't want to sample this one. Yeah, so on the left side over here, this small case, I don't think we ever did a live stream about that. That's called the DP10 13M, which basically means 13th generation. It's a 1.1 liter desktop PC for B2B. It comes with up to a 13th gen Intel i7, so we also have configuration with i5 or i3. Wi-Fi 6E is included in some of those SKUs. 2.5 gig LAN, Thunderbolt 4, and of course it comes with a SSD, with memory, etc. And this one has quad display output. Later I have a photo how that works on the wall. But basically it has Thunderbolt 4, which is one, Type-C, HDMI, and I think DisplayPort, right, Michiel?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Then a monitor. This is the long name. So MD, basically modern display. 272, 27 inch, second generation. So last year we had 271. Q means 4040p. X probably means higher refresh rate. So I think this one refers to the 100 hertz refresh rate. P is adjustable stand. So in
and
this
maybe
case,
100 hertz maybe doesn't sound very high, but this is.
This is a business-to-business monitor.
Yeah, it's a business monitor.
Yeah, so normally in that segment you see 60 and in some cases 75, and now you see that we're pushing up those refresh rates. And later I will also show you a monitor or some cases why that's interesting. So where was I?
Type-C?
Oh yeah, adjustable. Oh yeah. So P, adjustable stand, and then W is white. So if there is a W, it means there is also a black version, right? Otherwise, no need to mention the W.
So why don't the black version have a B?
Sorry?
So why doesn't the black version have a B?
Because I think the black version has more volume, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
So that's the basic version. What
Sharp
did I
Laser
miss?
says, I thought it was a router about the DP10.
No.
It's probably even smaller than most routers. It's a bit like the size of just a generic switcher.
Yeah, 1.1 liter, that's just like
it's really small.
Yeah, like a pack of milk. But in a different
Pack of milk,
shape.
a pack of milk is like, because this one is more flat, of course, like in terms of volume, pack of milk is also, but it's way thicker. This is quite thin.
Yeah, that's why in a different shape.
Yeah, indeed, for sure.
Indeed. So the monitor, 27 inch, we already talked about the 4040p HDR 400, 100 hertz refresh rates, Type-C with, and that's what you see now more and more with 65 watt DP, so power, PD.
Yeah.
Oh,
Power
DP
delivery.
is DisplayPort, so you have a signal over Type-C, and power delivery. PD is power delivery. So basically you can charge up to, in this case, 65 watt via your Type-C connector. And that should be more than enough for your phone or for maybe
Most
some
business
notebooks.
notebooks can also be charged over 65 watt.
This one also comes with Ice Ergo, and in some live streams, I hope Ralph is going to do that, we will go deeper into that. But basically, these kind of monitors are for B2B, so you spend a lot of time on it, like in the office. And then your eyes, it's very important that you have like features like less blue light. This one comes with IQ check. That's a test if you are tired. So basically, we will demo that one time, but basically it has a built-in test, and it can test your eyes if you see some dots on there, and then it will tell you to take a rest. Your boss will like it, I'm
so
sure.
all of a sudden your monitor says go to bed.
Yeah, indeed. KVM switch, you can see that on the right. Probably it's connected with the Type-C connector, so the notebook is powered by the monitor. And it's like a KVM, so you can either on the left side you see the DP10 that can be controlled with the keyboard. On the right side you see the notebook, so with one switch on the back of the monitor you can switch the KVM input and the display input, so you can also work with your notebook as a second screen on this monitor. Quite convenient. if you have like a setup for home and work at the same time.
I think that's very convenient because, for example, I use a somewhat older monitor at home, and I, of course, have to switch between my HDMI and DisplayPort if I switch between the notebook and the PC. But I also have a separated switch where I have to switch then, and that's not ideal.
Yesterday at home I still had a fight with with my monitor input and cables. That was really... okay, so this I was referring to earlier. So this is a photo of the wall on a booth. These are 4 1080p monitors. So yeah, and you have the DP10, that small thing, that 1.1 liter desktop in the middle at the bottom. And as you remember, it had a quad display. So this one can display the image on all the 4 monitors, as you can see. So yeah, this is on the wall in the booth, which is huge. We already talked about DP10, so let me talk about the monitors, which is the MP modern. Oh, I don't know what this is. Oh, sorry, that's my Windows. I don't know what MP is. Modern Pro? No. Anyway.
You just said mass production, right?
Yeah, indeed. So 242A, 24 inch. The A, I don't know how those names are also new to me. So it's a 24-inch 1080p. It's tough certified. Comes also with the ICE Ergo and the IQ check. HDMI. This one has 3 connectors. So it has HDMI 1.4, DisplayPort 1.2A, and D-sub. And comes with audio. So 2 times. What is it? 2 watt speakers.
And this is a bit of a new development that you also see the higher refresh rates for business monitors. So of course that has been 60 or maximum 75 hertz for a long time, and now you also get them at 100 hertz.
Yeah, so and you clearly see that in this monitor. This monitor is the modern MD271UL. I think in a couple of weeks we will do a live stream about this. Not sure when. We already have it here on hand for like I don't want to say ages, but months maybe? Weeks, months. Okay, 27-inch 4K IPS, and this comes with 99% DCI P3 color, so accuracy. So this is more like a high-end monitor, which you can also use for design purposes. 2-time HDMI 2.0, wide-time DP of DisplayPort 1.2A, Type-C, PD again, 65 watts. So, and this one is bundled, or not bundled, linked with a Pro DP 180. So we just saw the Pro DP10, which was a 1.1 liter. This is a 18 liter desktop.
But this model also has a discrete graphics card in it.
Yes. So the other one had only UMA graphics, built-in onboard graphics in the CPU. This one has a discrete graphics card inside. And this one is also NVIDIA, so there's an RTX 40 GPU in. This is also NVIDIA Studio certified. So we have a setup on the boot to show people the content creation stuff.
Yes, it's also a bit more powerful device, of course.
Yeah, indeed, and much bigger, of course. So we have DP10, DP21. I think that's 2 liters or maybe 2 point something liters. And we have DP180, which is 18 liters.
Luke's asking, does have direct 2020 color support? I'm not sure actually, but I'm sure Ralph will do a live stream about this, and then he will go into these kind of details as well. Because this is really, it is targeted at like design.
No,
color
these
accuracy.
are not. Sorry, Michiel?
It is really targeted at design and color accuracy.
Yeah, I see somebody, not really a gaming product. No, these are not for gaming.
No.
Indeed.
Also, this has a very high resolution, but not specifically a high refresh rate. So it's a 4K monitor at 60 hertz.
Yeah,
and that's really for design purpose.
You're right. It's only for work because 100 is okay, but 120 is better. 144 is better. I believe this baseline will only increase. We see now
once you're used to it, it's really hard to go back always to a lower refresh rate.
And you see that now in the gaming monitors as well. In the past, well, we started at 60, of course. Now 144, 170 of 175, 160 we had. So soon in gaming monitors standard, the entry level standard will be 180. In B2B monitors, this will also be increased. Of course, this will go slower because the gamers really demand this because of the gameplay. Content creators demand this, so it's more in the high-end monitor segment. Creator monitors, like we have with the Summit. But on B2B monitors, you will also see this. Of course, there will still be 60 Hz models, but yeah, like what Michiel says, once you use 100 or 144, you don't want to go back.
That's difficult indeed. But the most difference it still makes in gaming, of course. But now also, if you, for example, do video editing, also those frame rates, they tend to get higher. Now still 60 is relatively high for videos, but that will likely also go up in the future. I believe Twitch is also working on 144
already
hertz
long time.
Yeah,
I saw that for 3 or 4 years ago, so I doubt even if they will have do something with it.
Eventually they will, but of course you need a lot of bandwidth for it as well. So it's not just easily supported.
Yeah, indeed. Luke is correct. Mobile phones are running at 120. You know, the I don't want to even say mid-range and high-end ones. Most of them have the 120 hertz option.
90 hertz is also very common nowadays on phones.
Yeah.
The more affordable ones already support 90 hertz.
I think it uses quite a lot of battery power, right?
I didn't see that much of a difference. I can switch between 60 and 120 on my phone, and it's only slightly longer battery on the 60 hertz. So it does make a little difference, but not as much as I expected.
Luke is asking about the Rec 709. I think that's HDR. Sorry, I don't know for this one.
No, it's color.
Isn't that also with HDR?
No, I don't think so.
Are you going to Google that? You can also explain
You want me to Google it? There you go. See?
Not HDR.
You see?
No.
It's color.
Yeah, color. I don't know. Let me see, because this at Adobe sRGB is also supported, but I don't know what percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, Michiel, I think one of the last ones. This is a mobile monitor. We used to have one for gaming a long time ago, and it's more or less the same. So it's a 16-inch IPS panel, so quite good quality. 1080p. It's really slim, and it comes with Type-C PD. So basically, you can power it from a notebook or from adapter, a wall outlet.
So you see it connected to a notebook, and then also for both the display signal and the power for the separate screen.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. So it's PD and DP. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing indeed, but
it's not a tablet. So it's easy to confuse with a tablet. It has some speakers. You can see it at the bottom, 2x1.5.
It's not a touchscreen, right?
Also no touchscreen. No.
This is just like basically a lot of people when they're working, they're used to multi-monitor setups, and if you're working on the go, that's of course more difficult. But this is something you can easily put with your notebook in a laptop bag.
You can even use this with your mobile phone.
Yeah, you can even do that indeed. Yeah. But like if you want to work remotely and still have a dual monitor setup, because like if you're used to work on a dual monitor setup, it feels very inefficient if all of a sudden you're working on a single screen. So yeah, then this is a very good solution for that.
I think that's about it. Do you have something? Oh, still an all-in-one.
No.
Forgot about that.
And this one does have a touchscreen.
Yeah, 10-finger touch.
So why would you touch it with 10 fingers simultaneously?
Well, there is a difference in cost. You have single touch, and this is for some applications like zooming, for example, pinching. You need multiple.
You need multi-touch for sure.
Yeah, you need multi-touch, and typing. You also need multi-touch. So these kind of monitors.
But you would use this with a keyboard, right?
Yeah. Well, in this case you have, but this is used in. This is an all-in-one PC. So basically, the PC is built in. We also did some live streams about these kind of products. It's built in the back, and in this case it's up to, this is 12th gen, it's with an i7, but it says up to, so this means also comes with i3, i5, depending on the configurations. Running on DDR4 memory, M.2 SSDs can fit in. Some of these, I don't know about this model, they also have a like a dock for your hard drive, so you can, well, 2.5 inch hard drive, but still it's a hard disk. So for extra storage. And this is mostly like it's illustrated here.
Davina says yes. Use this PC for kiosk functions like retail and stuff.
Indeed,
you can, but this is, I would say this is a bit overpowered for like kiosk kind of things. You can do it with like a very low power CPU, and this is really a way more powerful 12th gen, up to i7 even. So this is also if you want to do more demanding tasks on it.
Yeah. But you know, there are customers who are requesting these kind of configurations. That's why we have them. This also comes with a webcam which supports Tobii Aware. I think we demoed this. Ralph did, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Probably half a year ago.
No, thinking about it, in retail you could have like some of those things as well. Like I know certain stores, for example, interior design that like want to display live how something would look in a house or something, and those programs are a bit more demanding. That would, for example, be a nice use case.
Indeed. Or fitness centers where they display the 3D environment where you're cycling or something, the VR experience. Yeah, we see this in different places. Also, Tobii and Windows Hello. So Windows Hello is log in with your face. And Tobii, it's a security feature. If somebody is looking at your screen, it will notice. It will either lock your screen or it will blur some parts. If you walk away, it will lock your computer automatically. Things like that. Whew.
Davina says just need frequent cleaning on the screen. Yes, like depends on how fat your hands are and stuff. But if you had a hamburger and then you start using
go to
a touch screen and yes.
We finished quite on time.
Yeah, well, it's not too bad, right?
No.
Let's maybe do.
We skipped still a lot of products.
Yeah. But like for the products we talked about, for several, we will have dedicated live streams in the coming months. Yeah. So for example, I will do live streams with the power supply we talked about, with the liquid cooler we talked about.
Wide build.
Wide build, the 300, the Gangnam 300 series cases. I'm sure Ralph will do some monitor live streams.
The mainboards.
Mainboards, the Project Zero. Ralph will do a live stream with the color accurate monitor we talked about, the 4K one. So still a lot of topics that we will dive deeper into, but I hope this was a bit of a good overview of the products that are on display at our booth at Computex 2023.
And we're happy that we're here and not in Taipei, because it's always so busy that week. Full, a lot of people, a lot of course, old friends you also meet, but it's long days.
A lot of standing, like your feet after a day of a trade show. Whew.
A lot of talking.
But we do that here as well.
That's correct. That's correct. We're happy we don't have Peter here. Otherwise, this would probably
be 3 hours.
Yeah. Without doubt.
Shall we maybe do a double giveaway to close it off?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Then you can already talk about next week's topic.
Yeah, so next week, what are we going to do? Oh yeah, Ralph is going to play Diablo. New Diablo, he's a Diablo fan. So he can tell you everything about it. To be honest, I don't know what all he's going to do, because it's just after Computex, so no, I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, I'm sure he's going to talk a little bit about monitors, and he's going to talk about GPUs. I believe Nvidia also has a bundle with Diablo. So if you buy one of the probably 4070 Ti and up, I would say, you get a copy of Diablo if you're a Diablo fan. Yeah, it's a great game. So you will dive into the game, and I don't know the week after.
Oof.
I can check. Don't share my screen, Michiel.
I'm gonna dox you. Yeah. Now I will announce the winners in the meanwhile.
I'm going to pull it out just to be sure.
Of today's giveaway. The second to last is a Unicorn Flakes. Congratulations, you also won a Steam Wallet code. And our last winner for today is Miho. Also congratulations, you also won a Steam Wallet code. So both of you, keep an eye out on your mailbox. Also the other winners, of course, we will email the codes to you in the coming days with some instructions on how to redeem it. And we hope you get something nice with them.
Live stream after that is not confirmed yet.
So you looked up a whole bunch of nothing, Eric.
yeah. Indeed. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Nice to see you.
Yeah,
Hope to see you next week.
Same
Some
place,
Diablo
same
gameplay.
time. Yeah, and some Diablo.
Yeah.
See you then. Goodbye.
Bye. Take care. Have a good day.
Bye.
Evening, night, wherever you are.